Well, a few months ago, I got together a few ladies and proposed to them a project of making a journal that was a fantasy, um, either a vacation or a destination. And we were supposed to put a signature together, a certain size, so many pages, and then we would be trading them amongst ourselves, and then we would end up with a fantasy travel journal of these various places that each lady had gone to, and she'd create her journal, pass it on to the next person, and then we would keep it and put it in our journal, and we'd be exchanging. Well, in theory, it sounded okay. They were excited, they wanted to participate. We started making our signatures, and we ended up, I think, getting a little too involved in what we were doing because we kind of, I think, overdid it, and we got attached to our journals of our fantasy travels. And we all kind of unanimously decided we didn't really want to give them up. And we thought that a project like that just wasn't going to work because there was a lot of effort into it. And then once we did it, we didn't want to give it away. So I'm going to show you how far I got before we all decided that the initial way of doing this, that we had thought of doing it, was not going to work. And I'll show you what I did, and maybe between all of you ladies, we can come up with an alternate plan, but along the same lines of creating a signature for a travel, or like a travel log journal. I was thinking in terms of an illustrated kind of journal. That didn't work either. Uh, but anyway, I'll show you what I have, and then you ladies chime in and see what you think. Now, my journal, my travel, was going to be to the northern end of Africa. I wanted to go to Marrakesh and Cairo and Morocco and all those kinds of places. And I always thought the time frame that always seemed interesting to me was like in the 30s. There was always a mystique. There was, I don't know, I just liked the feel of that time in that area. And that's what my original intention was. So, again, this isn't made up like a full journal. This is just supposed to be a signature inside of a larger journal that was going to reflect a span of years of where, we had done these imaginary travels. But anyway, so this was my first, let me close this up. This was my first page here, and just very simple. And all of this is just done with copy paper that I either copy or tea dyed. I think all these are coffee dyed because I wanted them a little bit darker. And to make it a little more substantial, I just sewed 2 pages together. So when I started off, like I said, when I started off thinking it was going to be illustrated, I did this watercolor, and it's just supposed to obviously be some suitcases. I had printed out some of the money from that region, so I had some of the money. Then I had, after I made this, I realized that this wasn't going to work. I bet you ladies can figure out why. Because I just told you it was the 30s, and I don't think they had named an airport after Kennedy in the 30s. But anyway, So I have to find some other tags to replace these. But anyway, little things like that you gotta keep mindful about. That you're gonna confuse yourself with the dates. And then this was some little tags from the flight. The areas in my mind that I was going to visit was, you know, they did silks and tapestries. So these were supposed to be like samples of the silks that I saw on my vacation, and a picture of a girl that was there at the bazaar selling things. And if I continued with this, then that's what I would be writing here. Where I got these things, what I was doing, and so on and so forth. Then what I did is I looked up that era, and I printed out several pictures of women from that area. And then I watercolored, and I printed it out just on regular paper, just copy paper, and then cut them out. And then I watercolored them. Some of them are watercolored and some is just the soft pastels. And then I took that paper and just glued it on some cardstock and turned them into postcards. Here's another one I can't use. Made a little thing for a passport. And French Foreign Legion was during that period of time, so I thought I'd put that in there. Sent out a registered letter, and here are some tags for hotel there in Tangiers in Morocco. And then I drew a little map of the places that I had visited, and did that with watercolor also. And then overlooking the city while I was there, and I watercolored that also. And then some more of the pictures that I had printed out. And all these, like I said, they were black and white, and I just watercolored them. And I just made some envelopes. Because there's the railway that goes through there too. There's a little offshoot that you could travel all this area through the railways too. So that was another avenue that I may have decided to write about. Because you can go to a certain area and that you catch on to the Orient Express there. So that's a whole other story. Because that was another thing I'd like to do. But anyway, so this is what I did. And it gives you an idea of the feel of what I was going through, minus the John F. Kennedy. And after I colored all these things, I went ahead and made copies because I still wasn't sure what I was going to do. And so then I just made copies on regular paper of the drawings and the colorings that I had done. Because at one point we thought that we were going to maybe have 2 partners and send that off. Well, that was overstretching it. We couldn't even send it off to 1 partner because we got kind of attached to what we had done. So anyway, this is what we started. If you ladies can come up with some kind of a suggestion where the same concept can be done so that we can have these imaginary travels, journeys, vacations, experiences, whatever you want to call them, and literally write about them, write about the experience, and and figure out a way. I need help. How can we do this? Maybe the answer is we can't. I don't know. But I just want to put that out there to you guys because I know you guys come up with some brilliant ideas. And let's see what you ladies come up with. So I'm going to post this in my groups, and those of you that are not in the groups but you do watch my videos on YouTube, please chime in and let me know what you think. And maybe we can come up with a fun idea of what we can do with my original concept with a little tweaking so that we can do some kind of a trade with it. Because I think that would be the fun part, is reading about other people's fantasy vacations and where they have gone and what they did and what they saw and what they liked about it. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks.